Hi everyone, it's Tricia. I hope that you are catching this at some point, whether it's live or if it is later. I was just out on a walk on this gorgeous day, and I'm sitting by this tree right now, and I was just being guided, I was being given some information about what empaths do, two common ways that we respond to the world. And what I mean by that is we come into this world and relative to it, relative to the general, to the median of how people feel and behave and function, we are extremely sensitive. We take other people's emotions as though they are their own. We believe that they're our genuine native emotions. And so that's not what most people experience. And the reason that we come into the world this way is to try to shift the planet to greater empathy, to greater connection, to more back to our natural state of unity, because that's how we're going to ascend and evolve together. And knowing that everything that we do is done to ourselves and to one another, likely because in kind, because we are one. In truth, there is no separation. We're here to experience duality and then remember unity, and by contrast find that glory so much sweeter. I was told the other day by my guides how sweet is the moment. It was actually one particular guide named Julius. He said to me, how sweet is the moment when your lover went from not knowing you to knowing you. And that is basically what we're here doing. We're here forgetting that we know our lover, which is ourselves indeed, and remembering it, because there's nothing sweeter than that moment. So this is what empaths do. Two common ways. This is very general, and this is my experience, obviously. So we have the right brain, we have the left brain, and empaths come into this existence definitely right brain dominant. And I truly believe that that's what we all need to do, is to be right brain dominant in order to ascend together, to evolve together. Left brain is beautiful as well. So the right brain is creative, intuitive, feeling. Left brain is analytical, linear, and is that day-to-day, very analytical is the best way to put it. So we love both of these, and just because we're right brain dominant doesn't mean that we wouldn't get things done, because we just aren't a slave to the left brain. If we are right brain dominant, we let the feeling and the information and the guidance come from right brain, and then we let it flow through left brain and let left brain help us to communicate in this time-space reality, and to relate in that way, and to play that way, to play in the time-space reality with the linear and kind of experience. And that's really fun. So here's what we do as empaths. We come into this world and we don't understand that we're empaths. We don't understand what this means to feel other people's emotions as though they are their own. So we do one of two things, and very commonly, and we do them, maybe we favor one of these things more than the other, or maybe we mix it up a lot. So I'll start with what we do when we retreat all the way right with that right brain. We become a little self-righteous. We become extremely ungrounded, and we isolate because we already feel isolated. So then we become, like I say, self-righteous about our isolation, and we impose it upon ourselves, and we sit upon our throne of judgment, and we feel all of the pain of the world, and we suffer righteously. And sometimes we do that with escapism. We can have some spiritual development and feeling that our ego then starts to own and say, see, I told you so, and it kind of then it'll stifle that spiritual development. So sometimes I've seen this done, and I have done this myself with the aid of different kinds of disease, habits, addictions, self-medication, whether it is actual substances and chemicals or it's behavior, because different kinds of behavior are just as much addictive as aiding with some outside agent. Doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're consuming something to get your brain and your behavior to a particular place, your brain and behavior are still in that particular place, and you can do that without the substance, without the chemical. So that's one thing that we might tend to do. And the other thing that we tend to do, and I definitely did a lot of this in my life too, we go all the way left then. We abandon we abandon our feeling senses, or we try to at least. You can't really, but we compartmentalize them, which can be actually a healthy exercise because we can learn to be objective and yet still observe those feelings. But along the way, we can go too far, and we can become too pragmatic and try to disconnect from our nature, disconnect from others, that empathy, and overall just not meet our potential, and overall feel uninspired because we're just simply denying that part of us that is the reason that we came here, which is to enhance empathy and enhance connection. Try to just focus on the scientific method as the new religion. So those are the two common things that I see that we do. And even as you become more skilled as an empath or awakened, you can still have those moments. We still go from that extreme contraction of the left brain and that extreme expansion of the right brain in an ungrounded sense. Overall, we need to find our center, and we need to continue to realize that we are just a part of the body of the all. Because when we become righteously indignant in that ungrounded, sort of excessive right brain, which is really a false right brain response, I should say. It's more of, like I say, the left brain commandeering the right brain and making it its slave. Or you could also look at it as the ego taking over. When we do that, then we are isolating ourselves, even though we are feeling everything. If you're feeling everything and holding on to it, then you're owning it, and you're being in other people's business, and you're not properly in your own business even. So empaths, if you feel any of these ways at any time, just hold on and know that there is a higher path. There is a centered way to go about this, and all you have to do is ask for divine help. I know that sounds like cliche a little bit, but in the short Facebook Live video, I think that's the best way to put it. Resources, if you want to learn how to become more skilled as an empath, well, I certainly like to talk about it, and we'll be putting up classes and whatnot. I do that kind of work in my coaching programs. But I'd also like to mention Caroline von Kimenad. Her website is The Happy Sensitive. I took her course, and that changed my life. And there's also a lady named Amanda Flaker, Flaker. She's actually going to be on my show on December 4th, and on Charmed Life. And she's wonderful. You can find her on YouTube. A lot of resources. She's a beautiful, beautiful person who really gets how to become a skilled and awakened empath. So I highly recommend both of those ladies. And till next time, thanks for tuning in. I love you, whoever you are.